Hi everyone, so I am back in town, back home, ready to do some crafting, I suppose. Still having some jet lag and feeling like a zombie. I did come in about 1 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning basically. Our flight was supposed to come in, back here to San Diego Saturday morning, but Delta canceled my connecting flight, left us in Seattle. Did the whole food voucher thing, got hotel rooms, and then it didn't fly out until like almost 8 o'clock Sunday night, and then they were behind because some other plane was in our area. It was just crazy, so we got in like at 1 in the morning, and I was a total zombie yesterday, so I'm sorry about that. I was like gonna make videos, I just couldn't. I knew I was gonna sound bad. I probably sound bad right now, so I was like, it's not possible. So what I want to do right now today is something quick and easy, just die cutting, hopefully. It'll be quick and easy. So I brought out this Griffin die set, and whatever I have linked in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So this is the square Cardcentric compendium dies, and so we're going to use this today. And then I have these pretty dies from Tonic. I had bought this bundle not too long ago, so I thought, oh, this would be fun to try. I think I bought this separately, but they were all together right now. But we have these pretty things. I don't know that I'll be using them, but I think I'll use some of these accent ones, like cute little things I can tuck in. And then it came with, it was a whole bundle with these guys. And the circles might help, but I think I'm probably just going to use those one shapes. And then I'm going to run it through the new Gemini 2 because why not? And it is not set up in my craft room right now. Actually, I made that video because like they delivered on Saturday. Was it Saturday? And then we were leaving for Hawaii on Sunday, or I can't remember what happened, but it's all a blur right now, you guys, still. Oh my gosh. And so I was able to make a quick video just unboxing and first impressions, first cuts. Some people had asked if the foil press fits in it, and honestly I hadn't known anything about it because I picked it up early, right, the Gemini 2. And so that's why it got here like in a day. Crazy. So I was really happy to have received it because I think, I showed you guys at home, how that kind of thing might work, or what my first impressions of it. And apparently it sold out, and so I want to keep trying it. I left it literally in the dining room wherever I had shown it to you guys because we were just like packing to get ready and all that stuff. So it's still over there, and I'll probably just go over there to do the cuts because I don't really have room for it to even bring it here right now until I redo like everything if I was going to put it out here. So I did bring out the plates though, so we can talk about that. I was debating if I should use the old Gemini plates since it says you can use your old Gemini plates, but look at this. I never switch out my plates. I have new plates from the Gemini, like machines, my junior, my regular one. I never really used the large one, to be honest. I probably used it twice in my whole life, the large Gemini, which now that I have this one, I'm thinking I probably need to sell it. I just need to, it's big and it's here and I don't need it to be here. But I never used any plates other than ones I got initially, and look how cut into they are. And I know some of you guys will have some that are really warped, or they have like a circle, like where it's popped up. I don't even know how to explain it. And people always ask me, like, what do you do? I don't know. Ever since I've had a Cuttlebug, any of my cutting machines, I literally never really switched out my plates because, like, I don't have to. I just use the least amount of pressure to get the job done. So if I'm making a sandwich, if it sounds like it might be a little too thick because it has like the magnetic mat, maybe I'll take the magnetic mat out and I'll run it through. Whatever I use whenever I do this, I always use the thinnest sandwich that'll get the job done. And I guess I have the least amount of warping because people are always asking about that. I don't know. I mean, these were the original plates. Now, if I run this through this new machine, maybe I don't want to because they are pretty rounded, but maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, it's just something I was thinking about. You can't put the foil press in the new machine. What it is, you can even use the Gemini Go plates in the new machine because it has what's the word? Sensors, I guess, all across, when before it had 2 sensors. So like the plates had to hit in certain spots for it to know that they were there and roll through. So now the sensors all across. So you can use even smaller plates that you might have that are Gemini related, right, to go through it. Sarah did say it didn't have any more pressure than before, because remember I had mentioned, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, because she said she'll never make a machine that's stronger. Like, this is the technology. Like, this is the strength that the machines are going to have. There's no reason it should have more. So I guess in one of her, I just saw it this morning, because I was like, oh, I'm telling you, I was out. I was flying home, and I was like, oh, I never called HSN to get the money back, right, on the price of the Today Special because I ordered it early. And guess what? They did it automatically. So I had heard about that, but I wasn't sure, and I totally forgot about that. So I was like, oh, that's a bummer because I paid $80 more, But yeah, they sent me an email and it was on my account, $80, you know, plus tax was refunded without me even calling. So that's really great. So they probably did the same thing with the Today Special for Diamond Press when they put it out early. But just in case, I had encouraged you guys to check it out, to make sure to call or chat with them to get that difference if you had picked it up early. But anyway, sorry, I told you I'm over here losing my train of thought. I do that anyway, and right now I'm on like really weird sleep time, also being jet lagged. But anyway, so I was watching the video and she said it's not any more powerful than the other Gemini machines. But when I used it, I showed you guys, like, it was really a lot of pressure. Like some of the die cuts were like really, you know, kind of smashed. So I don't know. But it could be also because these plates were big and some of the dies I was using were kind of small. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to use it today with this, and I think I'm going to cut a card base out. And then I have this pink piece or coral piece from the other day when I had tried it out, the machine. So we're going to use this probably maybe to cut it with one of these other pieces. So I brought out this paper pack that I've been using like a mad woman recently. I just love it. So I think what we'll do is cut a card base from this. Oh, I forgot that it's double-sided and both sides are pretty strong. Oh, you know, let's do this one. So with this Cardcentric die set, I believe, I don't remember because I think I measured it for you guys. It is going to make a 5.5 inch square card. So this is just bigger than 5.5 inches and just bigger than 11, the actual metal. So that's a good one for this machine. And then I can just frame this out and see exactly where I'm cutting. I mean, you can frame it out in different ways, right? I think I will go ahead and cut from this bottom part though. So I'm just going to trim that down with a guillotine and then I run it through. Let's do the circular shapes. Let me see. Do I want to go with that one? I mean, it covers a lot because this is not going to make like this lacy look. It's just an impression. So like if I use that, it's going to cover up a lot of what I have going on there, but then this one's so small. I think we're gonna have to just go for it. What a bummer. Okay, well, ooh, no, that's not gonna work. I was gonna say maybe I should make like a frame, that way you can still see behind it some, right? Oh, maybe that does work. And then maybe this one, but then I'm just, let's see, guys. I'll tell you, my brain is completely fried at the moment. Yeah, because I put this on top of that one. Oh well, okay, we're just gonna do that. So I'm gonna run this through probably some gold paper, right? Why not? And then this one, I'll run through this guy. And I'll bring them all back to show you what it looks like. We'll see how much this gets smashed down with the machine, right? Because there is some 3D embossing on that. So I'll run this guy through, I'll run this through some gold paper, and this through just the card base, right? And I'll be right back. I'm gonna cut both these at the same time. So I have that large plate, obviously. So I'm gonna put this guy here, cutting into the plate that I've cut into before. And then I need the plastic shim and the magnetic shim. So plastic and magnet. And I usually keep the magnetic shim away from the dies just because it can get kind of warped, or at least in my other machine. So like for this one, I'm just gonna start it off not touching there. So that was a clear plastic, even though before it used to be kind of like this one. It was more like this kind of look, but now it's a clear plastic shim. So just in case you didn't see it, there it is. I know it's hard to see, but there's that. And then the other white cutting plate. And like I said, I usually just cut into one cutting plate, leave the other one pristine, and then I'll turn it and cut on the other side and turn it and, you know, just keep turning it. I am going to do the embossing though, I believe, for the gold die cut, so I'll come back to show you guys that, since I don't think I did that last time. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna run this through. One of the reasons I stopped using my Gemini Junior is because it was so loud, right? So, oh my gosh, look, I was gonna run it through to get the embossing, but it is already there. It is a little, you know, that happens. Again, like I said, it's a pretty overpowered machine. But there's that. And then here's the one that I was curious to see if it would smash it down, and it did some. Obviously I still see the texture, but this was before I ran it through the machine. I don't know if you can see that and see that. So there's definitely flattened out. Obviously, if I knew I was going to cut this into a circle shape, I would have done that first and then run it through for the embossing. So we just did it backwards because I already had this piece that I decided I wouldn't want to use. But how pretty! I mean, it is again a little wonky here. Yeah, well, if it hadn't put the embossing on there, what I was going to do is just take my piece, of course, with this still with it. You know, I always try to tape it in a way that I'll hold on to it, but it totally came out. So I'll keep it together, right? And then you're just going to use the rubber embossing mat. So it would be the plate, like the plate that you cut on, the rubber embossing mat, this face down, right, because you want it to push into the rubber, and then you would include the clear, or the plastic shim, I guess is what they call it now, and the white cutting plate. So then it would be this guy, right, that clear plastic shim, and then the other cutting plate, no magnetic mat. All right, and then you would run it through and get that going. So, okay, well, since we already have those, let me go ahead and run through this larger bit. And again, I'll just remove this. Remove this guy. I really don't want to cut into the words Gemini. I probably should start cutting on the back of this thing, but that's okay. I'm going to turn it a little bit just because this is very flat surface, and if it just hits those, I don't know if the rollers or however they do this machine, if it'll have a problem with it. So I always put things to a little bit of an angle. And then again, plastic shim, and I do want you to notice that this plastic shim already got gouged. That's barely the second, third, I guess, set of cuts I've done. I don't know if you can see it. The scallop, there it is. Really a lot of pressure. So again, maybe next time I don't include the metal shim or something, because that was a lot of pressure already. I wonder, you know what, let me try it without this metal shim, the magnetic shim, just to see what that might be like. I think that might be too thin, but it's worth trying, because like this is an Griffin die. They are a little bit thicker sometimes. That is kind of interesting though. Yeah, because I didn't use the metal shim this time. It was just magnet and plastic. So let's see. That might be a little bit too little pressure, but let me run this through and we'll see where we're at. Interesting, because it looks like it cut. I can see in the edge here that that's cut. Yeah, and look at that. And all it was the 2 plates and the plastic shim. Again, if you include a magnetic shim, you're gonna get a cut, but there's no reason for that extra pressure, So I would say experiment, and for me, now knowing that, I'll probably start off with without the extra pressure, because again, that's what ends up getting your plates kind of warped and kind of funky. I know Sarah had said that the plates have the new technology, so she's calling it new technology, right? I will show you though what this is. Starting to bend already. I don't know if you can see that little curvature in there, and I've used it however many times, where the other ones I've used hundreds, thousands of times, I'm sure, but it's a very slight bowing right in here. I can see it here better than probably in there, and you can still even see the circle impression, and this is the side I didn't cut on. So again, less pressure. I would definitely encourage doing it that way. Okay, the beautiful card base. I love, the way a die makes it look there, and obviously it has the score mark in there, but I'm just going to put these guys together and score towards the score line. Yeah, I had to go to the grocery store yesterday because I wasn't buying any groceries, right? Getting ready to leave, and so, I'll make dinner tomorrow, or I'll make dinner too, so I grabbed stuff. No way. There was no way. We just like crashed out. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so tired. I had a good plan, right? The plan was to come in Saturday morning, the kids could sleep, take naps, and get, back on schedule, hopefully by the time they have school Monday morning, but that was completely blown out of water. Thank you, Delta. Anyway, the next day they had canceled several flights, and then they didn't tell us why, right? So at the counter, I was really, always nice with people, but very stern, because they didn't want to give us food vouchers for the second day, and I was like, I would have been home already, right? Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner again, basically at the airport, And so they did what I wanted, but they were like, oh, it's usually just on the first day. I'm like, okay, but I'm still here. I would have been home, Yeah, it was not fun. Long lines because they canceled all these flights, but the lady's like, I think they were short-staffed, basically. They didn't have enough crew, and they don't want to tell you that, but that's what happened. Okay, we need something else. What I was planning on doing was putting these cuties in here. So anyway, then you feel bad for the people who work there, because like that's not their call, and they're just so stressed out and trying to do what they're doing. It's not great. I want to use something like this, so I was thinking little flower there, little flower there. Okay, so let's run this through. What do we want? Maybe some like creamy colored. I have this cardstock. Okay, so let's run this one through this, and then let's run this through some creamy colored paper. I'll do 2 of them, okay? And I'll show you what I did here and see if this worked out. Because remember, I wanted that embossing, and if not, I could run it through with the embossing folder or embossing mat. What I did is I went ahead and put the magnetic shim on this area, so it'll still touch that. But this side, I left it just being the clear and the 2 cutting plates. I hope that makes sense. So let's see what we get. Yep, so we have the embossing on that. And then this one, again, not too much pressure just to get it done. And there it is. And look, it's still, even though it's a pretty intricate die, it still cut everything pretty well. So again, baby your machine. Well, you don't have to. Obviously you don't have to, but then, you know, my plates or whatever issues people might have. So I always like to go with less. So like this one, I'll just run it through. I don't have Gemini Go plates, the little plates. I sold my Gemini Go a long time ago because I picked it up and then never used it. So I went ahead and sold that one. But, you know, oh, maybe this is a good time. Should we try this? Okay, let's try this and see what happens. I'm telling you, these plates are super old and pretty gross. Let me run this through and I'll be right back. They just went in like this and came out just like that. Let's see what this looks like. And again, I did, yeah, see, we missed that. So I don't know if you can see it didn't cut all the way through. So let's put that one back. I don't even know. I have the plates in front of me, the Gemini plates, but I haven't used them in so long. Okay, let's go with magnetic shaft. So magnetic, plastic, and this one. Let's try it again. I'll be right back. These are the old plates, so let's see what we have. I did cutting plates, plastic, and magnet. Looks good. Let me see. Is it actually? Yeah, it looks like they came out. Okay, perfect. Where is my little scrubby? You guys, this place is crazy. I was like stockpiling videos before I left, and of course I ran out of them because I didn't get back home when I thought I would. But I do have some little like Waikiki videos, I guess. They're not just Waikiki, all kinds of places on Oahu. But who knows when I'll get to put that together. Oh, I'm telling you, I let Miranda sleep in, and then she was upset with me that she was late to school. I'm like, there's no way. Even when I try to wake her up on regular days, she's like so sleepy. And then Dorian too, I let him miss his first couple of classes. They were both band, and I figured, well, he can miss band. Not the biggest deal. But he got back to school in time for math, and, you know, everyone took a nap as soon as they got home. We were so sleepy. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. So we have that, and let's say we have this guy, and then we're gonna have this pretty guy, and maybe this one. Ooh, this is interesting. I did this again with the double, and it kind of tore the paper. It just, I could feel it. So I know she's saying it's not, it doesn't have more pressure. I feel like it has more pressure. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't used my machines in a long time, but I feel like it has more pressure than I recall. That's pretty, something like that, right? So let's glue this one down just to have it down. Probably the pink one too. So generally I try to be careful with how much glue I put on something that's gold like this, but it's going to be pretty much covered up, at least to here. I don't know if I should leave that frill or glue it down. I'll glue it down, which means I'm going to take a moment to put something heavy on top of this to keep it flat. So let's put this down. And what I normally do is I'll get like this, making sure that's still in the right spot. Okay, and then I'm going to put a whole machine on top of that. So I'm just going to take the, I guess while I'm doing that I could put this one down too, but I'm just going to do it a step at a time because that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to put a whole machine on top of this just to get some weight going to hold that down. Okay, I'll be back. Let's put that next layer. And if you're new to my channel, because I know because of the video I did for the Gemini 2 before, like, literally anybody had it at home there, a lot of new subscribers. So thanks for being here. This is how it is here, guys. I'm not any kind of organized, any kind of way. I don't plan anything. I love to just open things and get right into it. And that's just how it is. So if you appreciate that, that's great. Thanks for being here. And if you like something more structured, then there are plenty of other channels out there for you that do that. I am just kind of winging it and hopefully something pretty comes of it. So what I was planning today was to use that Anna Griffin die set, and I was, in the last time I used her die set for the square like frame card. Oh, do I want this? I'm looking at the design of the 3D embossing there. I wanted to use other companies' things, right? So I use like diamond press paper and stuff like that. So this time, it was kind of my plan too, was just to use whatever I have on hand with that pre-die set. So I'm going to, again, flatten this out, and I'll be back. This is flattening out. I have those pretty little roses I'm gonna tuck behind. I have this little guy. I'm gonna cut out, oh, I really like this one. I don't know if the size would be great for this. Let's see. It might be okay. I don't know what I'm putting in here as a sentiment, but yeah, we can do that, right? Okay, so let me run this guy through. Probably gold again, bring that gold back up. We'll figure out something as far as the sentiment, because I think these guys have their own big, like, inlay. Yeah, it doesn't quite work for what I want. So I'll be back. I'm just gonna run this guy through again with the smaller Gemini plates and see how it goes. I think that's my magic sandwich. And I mean, maybe it's not magic, it's just what it is. But again, these are older plates. And so I'm using the cutting plate that is super curved. It works out. The plastic shim, the magnetic shim, and then the other cutting plate. Now, I feel like I remember always using the magnet, the other shim, and this guy at the same time, but maybe it was one or the, no, yeah, that's right. Because when you do the rubber embossing, you're supposed to remove one of these, either the metal shim or the magnetic shim, but you still do the rest of it. So I feel like I was always doing all this. So for this one, I'm just doing sans metal shim, and it works really well. So if you have your older plates, maybe that's where you want to start. So you have the least amount of pressure, that still gets the job done. I mean, look how intricate this thing is, and like butter. It was just fine. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it has more power. I know you're saying it doesn't. I feel like it does. So, which is not a bad thing, right? That's a great thing, especially for your intricate dies. But if you don't have to put so much pressure into it with your plates and really warp them and all that kind of stuff, then do that, right? Do less. Do less. Okay, I'm gonna put this guy away, and I think what I'll do is I'll look through my like Anna Griffin stickers, like a round one, and that'll be my sentiment, you know? So I'll be right back. That box of like different greetings, but the circles are pretty small, and the ones I already have from like the, oh, I always forget what this die set is called. Anyway, the ones from here, I didn't have a color that really goes. So I was like, well, let me bring out my little, you know, one of my embossing folders, cut and emboss. But as I was thinking about that, I'm like, well, does this have a thing? So this one has this little guy. Let me see. I was thinking Happy Easter, even though it's not super Easterish, but Easter is coming up. Look. What if we did that? And then we have that gold. Okay. So let's run this through like a coral color, and then we'll see what we think of it. It's really hard for me to get into this little guy. Ah, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. I'm going to run this through that same coral color that we kind of started with. I was thinking, should I use the embossed one? We'll see. I'll be right back. I've been letting that sit there long enough. And when I do this, guys, it's like minutes, honestly. So sometimes I'll walk away and have to do something else, and I come back to it, but it just takes a few minutes, you know, just to hold that down. And now it's nice and flat. Even the one that was kind of wonky on the outside. And literally everything I have back there is pretty much covered up. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, look at that. I want to see about the embossing. Yeah. Aw, so cute. And again, same sandwich like I had used before. So let's put that away, and let's bring this guy around, and hopefully it's not too much smaller. I mean, it's small, but that's okay. Let's stick this onto that other thing, and this is a sticker, but when I tore it out, I tore the whole thing out, so let's try to get that backing off. And I'll just pop it on here. And I just used the coral paper that wasn't embossed, like another piece that I have, so I didn't leave the embossing, and then, you know what I'm saying, run it through again. Is that crooked? I think I did it crooked. Oh no. Okay. Well, oh well. Alright, and then this guy was going to pop up. It's kind of, yeah. That's kind of why I didn't want to pop it up. Let's think. If this is here, and this guy's going to be like here, maybe I will glue it down. Bummer. Again, a little too much pressure there. So what I'm going to do right now is not quite stick it down, because we have these guys we want to stick down back there too. I'm going to put some glue. Get those guys kind of going. Okay. And I'm not sticking that down yet, because I don't really know where those need to be. I'm just placing them for now. And if this was here, basically in the center, something like that. And this guy can be out here somewhere. Okay, and now I've got to flatten those out again too, and I'll probably rework this sticker so it's flatter. I just pick it up. So here we go. I did want to put that space there, but oh well, it didn't work out for me today. So let me put this back on top, and I'll try to pop this sticker off and put it more centered, and I'll be right back. So let's wrap this one up. I did put dimensionals on that small guy. Of course, there are other layers. I just went from this one to like the next smallest, and obviously I'm missing some layers in here if you want to do that. I mean, there's plenty of layering options, and then I was going to pop this one up, but then that didn't work out because of the way it kind of tore there. So I have the Happy Easter, and I'm just going to put this right in the center. Again, you can also, you know, use another die that's in the middle of those. So I just went from, excuse me, so I just went like every other layer pretty much, right? And then we have this guy. And I was going to put it on here, but now that I popped this one up instead of this one, I'm like, that's not going to work for me so well. So maybe put it there. That's cute. Or maybe because it's a butterfly, maybe up here. Or maybe two of them, one this way and one this way. That'd be very pretty. I'm going to put it down here. And again, with butterflies, I like to put just like a little glue kind of in the center and let the rest kind of stick up. Pearls, all these other fun dimensional things we can add, of course. I'll just pop that there. And that is that, guys. So we tried out some different brand dyes and things in the new Gemini 2, played with some of the different plates, all the things I've been thinking about doing, and so here we are. So thanks for watching. I'll link whatever I can in the description box. Like I said, the Gemini 2 is pretty much sold out on HSN. If it's available, I'll link it also, or at least I'll link it anyway, and you can keep that page or whatever. But here we go. So thanks for watching. I feel like my mojo's coming back. I'm a little more awake now. I do have the Tonic Ferris wheel die set and the oh, that little cute ballerina like music box set. The thing is, it arrived to me super late, and I was getting ready to leave right till I got here like on Thursday, I think, probably on Thursday right before I left. And I was like, I contacted Tonic. I'm like, I'm so sorry, this just arrived, and there's like no way possible to get those videos done because they do take a little more time, right? The projects are like more involved. Super cute for their March Madness. I believe they're still available. I'll link them in the description box, but please keep an eye out for those videos. I don't know if I'm gonna work on them next because again, they take more of my brain power than I might have today, but I'll start working on them hopefully tomorrow and get those for you guys by like midweek to check out. I believe their memory book is still available. I know a lot of times the memory books sell out and you guys are so sad that you didn't get the memory book, but this one is kind of like a shape like this. And then it has like a case that you can put it in or however to design for it. So really nice. I do not have that one, but I'll probably pick it up. So, but I do have the like I said, the Ferris wheel and the little ballerina music box to work on for you guys. And then, yeah, keep an eye out for those. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. I'll hop right to it. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.